My name's Mariah, and I have a lot of drills. If you diamond paint, you know these things add up fast. I've only been diamond painting for like a year and a half, 2 years, and the amount of extra drills I have is actually insane. And I wasn't always organized with them. I know a lot of people get rid of their extra diamonds. I guess I'm a bit sentimental and I've chosen to keep them all. And you know what? I'll admit it, it's a bit excessive. So I decided to go through all of my diamonds and organize them to the best of my ability. That way I could finally make something with these things. This is 4 ways to use your leftover drills. So it's back to school time and there's a ton of stationery. And that really got the cogwheels of my brain turning. And I was thinking it'd be such a fun idea to make my own customized stationery with my leftover diamonds. I mean, I do have quite the surplus. Let's not forget. So I'm gonna start by painting the entire surface of the front of this binder, this light pink color that I mixed together. Fun fact, I'm actually really bad at mixing colors, and the front of this binder is a different shade than the back of the binder. Please do not pay any attention to that, thank you very much. I've pointed it out, so now no one else has to. But actually, I'm gonna play into it and make it two-toned. I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna keep it simple with this first one. I drew out a strawberry onto a piece of tracing paper, and then I'm gonna flip the image over and trace the lines with my dotting tool. That way the pencil marks would show up on the binder. I've actually never tried this before, so I was pretty stoked that it worked. I did that all over the front of the cover, and honestly, I kind of regret the placement just a little bit. I did that bottom strawberry thinking that for some reason this wouldn't work, and so I didn't really think about the placement, but you know what, it turned out fine. I was planning to add some type of text in the middle, but I got carried away. So that one's on me. And then I went over all the strawberries with the brightest red I had in my collection. I did eventually have to switch to paint because apparently I really like the color red and they both died. Once I was done painting in all the strawberries, I went in with this gem tack. In the past, I have used E6000, but I really can't afford to lose any more brain cells, so I thought I'd switch to gem tack. No spoilers or anything, but it has been 4 days and the gems are still intact. I did these pretty sloppily, so they kind of look like chili peppers, and I debated it, but ultimately I decided to stick with the plan, and so I used these dark brown drills to make seeds, and just like that, crisis averted. You can tell they're strawberries again. Thank goodness. And so I just did that across all of the strawberries. It was super easy. I really enjoyed doing this project because I didn't have to worry about running out of a certain color of drill. That's the freaking worst. So I think even if you choose to not do strawberries, you really can choose whatever color drills you have laying around. If you have a ton of brown, you can maybe do like cute little pieces of bread or something. I don't know. I had a little bit of green and a little bit of red. So the first thought that came into my head was strawberry. After I finished filling in the strawberries, I used this varnish to seal them, but I thought my paintbrush was clean and it wasn't. So those orange streaks are there. Gonna have to fix that later. But for now, let's move on to our next project. I really wanted to do a composition notebook because it's just so back to school. And then I went to my local discount store and I found this one for like under $1 and it was so cute and springy. I decided I could make this better. So I decided to glue my extra diamonds all along the side of the spine of this book. And at first it was kind of freaking me out. It was like kind of like a lot of circles, but I did actually start to like it a lot. And that's when my husband came in the room and he said, "How are you gonna open the book?" You know what? I didn't think about that one. Like, I wouldn't say do this to the spine of your notebook because I do not know how long it would last. I also thought about putting the diamonds all along the center of the flowers, but there's so much going on all over the rest of the notebook. I thought that I would just leave it at the subtlety of the edge of the notebook. Once I finished gluing all the rhinestones to the edge of the binder, I decided it needed a little bit more pizzazz. And like I said before, I think doing it all over the flowers would be a little bit too much. So I decided to just go ahead and outline the border of the word composition book just to make it stand out a little bit more. And here it is. I actually really liked how this one turned out. I thought it was really cute and it's super simple and it didn't take long. Up next, I'll be taking this plain backpack and turning it into something cute. Now, I had a lot of ideas when it came to this backpack. I'll be covering kind of a large surface and I don't have a ton of any one type of drill. So I gotta be kind of careful about what I decide to draw. I ended up drawing just a simple plain heart at the top of the backpack. And on the bottom, I did this floral design, making all the leaves and the stems bright green because I really wanted it to stand out against the purple background. I painted the flowers a light pink and the heart a bright pink. You don't have to be too precise because the diamonds are going to cover all the imperfections. And then I'm going to do the same thing I was doing before, covering the image in gem tack and then placing my extra diamonds on top. This time I was afraid of running out of my green drills, so I mixed the two, hoping to make some type of mosaic. I was kind of skeptical because I didn't know whether or not I would like more than one color for the leaves, but this actually ended up being one of my favorite pieces. I really struggled with wanting to make a more intricate design, but because I don't know exactly how much it'll take to fill in all of the space, so using two colors that are similar really helped me in this situation, and I love how it turned out. After I completed the stems, it was time to move on to the flower buds. I'm using a light pink, and these are a different type of drills. These aren't necessarily for diamond painting. They are called jelly drills, I believe. I think they're mostly used in like bedazzling. You might recognize them from my Mariah Elizabeth series where I diamond painted her mystery plushies, and they're a bigger type of gem and it reflects a little bit different. I want to say they're kind of similar to ABs, but since they're bigger, I really wanted to use them on the flower petals. And I also did the same thing for the heart. I used those same drills. I think using the rhinestones on both the flower and the heart really tie everything in together, and I think it turned out so cute. This was one of my favorite pieces. And for our final project, we have this zip up pencil pouch. I actually already really like it how it is, so I'm going to keep the design pretty simple. I've already cut out some stars in a few different sizes. I'm going to place them all face down, and just so they stay exactly where I want them, I'm going to use some washi tape to secure them to the lid of this pencil pouch. Once that is complete, I'm going to do the exact same process, covering the outline in gem tack, and I'm going to spread it out with my dotting tool. I've got tons of extra yellows, so I'm going to start with that color. I didn't really have anything in mind for this one. I wasn't even sure if I was going to make them all types of different colors or not. The most important thing to me was that I could still see the contents of what's inside, because I hate when I have storage that I cannot see inside, so I won't ever use it. This design is super simple and colorful. I love that this is still a functional pencil case. I forgot to mention this was actually my first time ever using it gem tack, so I was happy that it dried clear. But everything turned out great. If you would like me to do more of these leftover videos, I have a ton of diamonds and I have a lot of ideas. I have some really cool ones coming up for fall, so if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!